It is now the holiday season, and the time to start getting ready for the holidays as a business owner should have been last month. You should have gotten ready back in October, and you get even more bonus points if you started getting ready back in September. But right now, we're already in November at the time of us taping this. It is now too late to start preparing for the holidays. You should have done that in the months that followed summertime. You should have gotten ready in September, and you should have gotten ready in October. Now it's too late. But however, it is not too late to start getting your store ready for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the remaining holiday season. It's important to note that the holiday season starts pretty much Thanksgiving evening. Thanksgiving evening is the beginning of Black Friday for the most part. That's the official first day of the holiday shopping season. And this lasts all the way until the very last after Christmas, after New Year's sale is held in December and or January. So it is important to start marketing early. You need to start planning for Black Friday right now. Some stores already offer Black Friday deals early, such as Walmart, for example. A survey found that more than half of consumers begin their holiday shopping or they start looking for Black Friday deals as early as October. So this is the time that you, the business owner, the store owner, should start enticing your audience with special offers and coupon codes. And the holiday weekend consumers will be in line and shopping. So you don't want to wait till Thanksgiving weekend. Make sure that you are pushing out your most important promotions that you want to inform your audience about right now. If you have a hot seller, start talking about it now on social media, on your website. Make sure you're mentioning it in all forms of advertising that you have. Just tell everybody. So make sure that you have started early and you are keeping all of your early bird customers in mind who are already researching Black Friday deals. That's why I said you should have started preparing in October, and better yet, if you're already promoting them in October, that's bonus points for you and you can expect to see more revenue in your pocket.
Amazon, they start early as well. Amazon do. I don't know if people on eBay do it as well, but Amazon often sell Black Friday deals before Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All the big retailers do that now. It's kind of a social thing where the retailers and consumers have gotten together and kind of agreed that Black Friday was causing too much damage, and collectively with people getting trampled. And especially with the age of COVID, retailers are wanting to not only dilute the side effects of people getting trampled by making sure it doesn't happen at their store, they're also wanting to make sure the consumers are getting a good deal so they'll have brand awareness and build a repeat customer out of each customer that walks through their door. So they've started to dilute the days and spread them out and trying to make sure that retailers are not stepping on each other's toes so that they're not causing further problems for law enforcement on top of everything else going on.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. And Anthony, you've operated a storefront before. Can you please share with us some experiences that you've had in your store in relation to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or anything related to the frenzy of the holiday shopping season?
Sure. Basically, Black Friday can make or break a business in my experience. I found years ago when I was preparing for my very first Black Friday with my store was I found a great little article about just a small business guide of how to plan a holiday marketing plan. To create a holiday marketing plan, I did was I paid attention to what my competition was doing. What are they going to have on sale? What is their big seller? What are they going to be selling it for? When are they going to start selling it for that price? So that kind of helped me out with knowing what product I really need to double up on. Secondly, make sure, and we're going to cover this a lot today, make sure that your customers can shop from anywhere. Back in the early 2000s, there wasn't a whole lot of options for do-it-your-own websites or build your websites with e-commerce store. It was basically eBay, half.com, and of course Amazon, which I sold on those, and that was pretty much 50% of my business versus coming into the storefront. And communicate your offers to your audience, put displays out, email blasts, do whatever you can online to get them into the store. Make special offers if that you can only get if you come into the store. Don't just stop at Black Friday. There's a few other different holidays. There's Small Business Saturday. There's of course Cyber Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But Black Friday is really it kicks off the holiday season. But as Justin was mentioned earlier with the COVID thing, which is not much of a worry inventory more this year than it was the previous years. I do wonder how it would affect it my day and age.
As we've seen over the past 2 years, COVID has led to a major increase in online shopping. 2020 and 2021 were the busiest online shopping seasons that we've ever seen. They were some of the busiest we've ever seen due to the fact that many people were still staying at home to be safe. They wanted to avoid the crowds and such. Even after stores had reopened to the public and people were coming in, they were social distancing and wearing their masks and stuff, there were still that select group of people who it would just be best to play it safe and shop from home. And honestly speaking, even before COVID started, shopping from home was still the safest. Just like what Justin was saying, there have been a lot of people storming the doors. And one thing that comes to mind is back in November of 2008, shoppers stormed the entrance of the Walmart at Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream, New York. And this resulted in a Walmart employee who was trying to open the store getting trampled to death by all these shoppers who came in on Thanksgiving evening. Like I said, Thanksgiving evening being the start of Black Friday. When he opened the doors to the store, all the people came in, all the shoppers came in, and they just trampled him to death. He did not survive that crowd. It was a very tragic story. It's a really good example of how Black Friday can indeed be dangerous. I've seen videos online at different stores. Most of the time it's Walmart, but this happens at every store. I saw a video where people were beating each other up and getting themselves all bloody over, get this, over towels. People were beating each other up over these because they were marked down to dirt cheap prices. So you kind of see what I mean by how Black Friday can be very dangerous if you decide you want to do it in person. And on top of that, think of this. When you go to a store and you're trying to fight those crowds, are you guaranteed to get your hands on the item that you want to buy? No, you're not, especially if the stores are not putting out a whole lot of inventory. Let's say, for example, you're going there to get a good deal on a new TV. They might only be putting out maybe 10 or 15 TVs out, maybe even less than that. So now that's a huge crowd of hundreds of people fighting over a small amount of TVs. So you see what I mean? You're pretty much not going to get anything. The only thing you're going to get if you decide to fight those crowds is trampled on, and you're going to leave disappointed and possibly injured. So online shopping, especially for Black Friday, I think is the right way to go. It's safe. You can expect to see your sales increase because a lot of people are doing it now because of COVID.
Plus, online, like for example, in COVID, when lockdown happened, the shop shelves were empty. However, Amazon had stuff that the shops didn't, like toilet roll, bulk buying like packets of food and tins and everything that the shops didn't. It was just so much easier anyway to buy it online.
Right? Online shopping is definitely much more convenient, and a lot of stores, a lot of major retailers offer curbside pickup or they'll deliver. I know that here in Texas, H-E-B delivers and they also have curbside pickup. Other retailers that are known nationally, such as Walmart and Target, they're also big on delivery as well, and they also have curbside pickup. If you're willing to leave the house but don't want to go in the store and wait in line, curbside's a great way to do it. You can also have your stuff delivered if you want. Now, I want to talk more about the website aspect of Black Friday. Being that Black Friday is one of the busiest shopping days of the entire year, you can expect to see more website traffic. And when I mean by more, you can expect to see more than you normally see throughout the rest of the year. So you need to keep this in mind, because if you have too many people browsing your site all at once, it could crash your website. The last thing you want to have is to see your website crash and go down right in the middle of when you're trying to make sales. That's going to result in a lot of angry customers. They're going to end up leaving you to go to a competitor, and there goes your Black Friday revenue. If your website goes down, you need to make sure that your website can handle an influx in customers. What I recommend doing is, if you know that you're going to be having a lot of traffic on your website, because let's be honest, some stores are going to have more notoriety and they're going to be known better among the public versus others. And that's especially true if you're a small business. If you're a small to mid-sized business and you get a decent amount of traffic, make sure that your website is on a stellar hosting plan that offers a lot of space. If possible, try to go with dedicated hosting over shared hosting. And of course, this is very important too, make sure you have encryption, you have SSL turned on. You don't want to have a website without an SSL certificate in general, because for one thing, Google will penalize websites that do not have SSL. And even worse than that, you're putting your customers' information at risk of getting stolen if you don't have SSL, and that can result in a lot of legal trouble later. So make sure that your site is secure, make sure you have third-party tools managing security, make sure you got your SSL turned on, and also check your site speed ahead of time before your Black Friday specials start running. Use tools such as Pingdom or GT Metrics, and that's spelled GT Metrics, metrics being spelled METRIX as an X-ray. Use these tools to see how well your website speed is doing. And don't forget Google page speed as well too. They will be able to tell you how fast your website is on both desktop and mobile devices. And Justin, I know that you wanted to talk to us about the importance of encryption and SSL too. Please share your insight.
Now, there's a financial institution I'm no longer with who does not allow you to use a VPN with their mobile app on your phone. And that's actually one of the reasons I stopped banking with them, is because I didn't want to turn my phone off just to do my online banking.
Right.
Because I don't like to surf without having everything back and forth encrypted. And so if a website does not support encryption, and more to the point, many people these days refuse to surf without using a VPN.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be a key player to make sure your website supports VPN encryption on top of secure socket layer for total encryption of the customer's data.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that point A and point B, the only thing you see is profits in your account
right
when the item sells, for customer privacy and protection. So it'll protect you and your customer, and they'll appreciate that. That, more than anything else, will not only leave you stellar reviews on your customer service on Google, but it'll also prove to them that you care about their online safety.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. You hit the nail right on the head, Justin. That is perfect. It's always important to make sure that you have customer safety in mind. You want to make sure that you have your encryption, because, like I said earlier, you are putting your company in a lot of legal liability if you are not protecting their data. And if your website gets hacked and somebody steals all their sensitive information, guess who's getting sued? You, the business owner, are. We've seen this happen with large companies. I've heard about customer data breaches happening at places such as Target and Arby's, for example. If you want to learn more about these, you'll want to do a Google search for these customer data breaches, but it shows that even the big guys like them can face data breaches. And as a small business owner, you don't have a lot of resources like they do. So make sure you have a secure platform. Just make sure that your website has a Fort Knox around customer data. That's all I could say. You don't want to end up getting any legal
Not
trouble.
Fort Knox. You want to have it as secure as Area 51, which, by the way, is more secure than Fort Knox.
Good point,
Area
Justin.
51 is more heavily guarded.
Oh yeah, very good point. You'll want to make sure that your customer data is more secure than Area 51. And honestly, I feel that if the big guys are not doing what it takes to make sure that customer data is secure, then that you as a small business owner can be the difference. And also, while we're discussing payment options, make sure that your checkout process is quick and easy. It gives them a quick overview, a quick but detailed overview of everything in the customer's cart, and make sure that you offer several different payment options, and also make sure that you have guest checkout turned on, because some people just don't want to take the extra step to make an account, and that can also kill a sale too, especially if they have to navigate away from your website to go get that verification email in order to get their account that they just made with your site activated. So offer guest checkout. It makes things quick and easy for customers who don't want to deal with the hassle of making an account. The less clicks a customer has to make during the checkout process, the easier it'll be for you to close the sale.
The more likely they'll become a repeat customer.
That's right. You want to make sure that you build repeat customers. So if you have a great user interface, great checkout process, and you have great deals, of course, and I think most important out of all of this, top-notch customer service, you can expect to get some repeat customers. And also make sure with your website, make sure that you're backing it up regularly, and make sure that your host, your website host, has the option to restore a backup should your website crash. For all my Mac users out there, think about how Time Machine can restore your Mac Mac operating system back to a certain day where all your programs and files and settings are in place before a crash happened. You want to be able to have that option with your website too, and many hosts out there do have this option for you to restore from a backup like that. I recommend personally WP Engine. WP Engine offers a very secure platform. They regularly monitor your site. They regularly update the core and the plugins in your site, and they have very fast loading times. So if your website goes down, it's probably not going to be down very long. Because their platforms are so solid and stellar, you can expect faster loading times when you host your site on their platform. If your site takes too long to load, as I mentioned earlier, then you're going to lose a lot of customers. You only have about 3 seconds or less to make a good first impression with your website. If it takes longer than that for it to load, they're going to hit that back button and they are going to find another competitor of yours. They're going to go to another competitor of yours who has a better website and is faster, and you can kiss that sale goodbye. And I also need to mention for legal purposes that CDG does collect a commission for referrals to WP Engine.
I myself prefer to purchase only on apps or websites that allow me to use my VPN for internet security.
The VPN just adds an extra layer of protection to your surfing. And a lot of people do not use a VPN, most likely because they don't have the money to invest in one, or more commonly, they don't even know what a VPN is.
Or they don't know how to configure it. They can be a pain in the butt to configure on Mac.
True. Not unless you get Surfshark. If you get Surfshark, you don't need to do much to configure it. It only takes a couple of clicks to get it set up and going, and there's no technical knowledge required to get Surfshark set up.
That's not the VPN I use, but oh well. They are a good one, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
They're one of the best in the field. I've tested over 40 different VPN companies, and Surfshark is one of the top 3 that I would recommend.
Right. Yes, I highly recommend them too, especially if you don't have the time or patience to configure a VPN, because Surfshark pretty much does all the configuring in their back end where you can't see. All you have to do is click maybe a few buttons and bam, you're good to go. For all those listeners out there who don't know what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network. This adds an extra layer of security to your browsing and protects your browsing from hackers and other outsiders who might try to hack into your computer and steal your information. And on top of that, you can also set your location based on pretty much anywhere in the world. So if you want to watch videos on streaming platforms that are not available in your country, you can simply go to your VPN and set your location to that country where the videos you want to watch are based out of. Moving on to our next topic, I want to talk about product descriptions. Let me ask you guys this. I'm going to give you 2 descriptions and you tell me which one sounds more compelling and which one would compel you to buy. I'm going to use this product as an example. I'm going to use a 4K gaming monitor, for example. So description A, this 4K monitor is good for gaming and design. Description B, gaming monitor that displays all your graphics in ultra 4K where you can see every detail and there is no pixelation. So you tell me, guys, between description A and description B, which one will get you to buy?
Description B.
Description. The more you describe, the more attributes you can put into the description.
Mm-hmm.
It says A1 from unnecessary questions that come to that come into your inbox, and then 2, it's just going to give them more information. And certain people, when it comes especially to computer equipment like that, they are looking for those specifications, pixelation, and so forth. So yeah.
Right.
You want to have a good level of detail, and you want to list the specifications of everything you sell on your website.
Right.
The reason why is because accurate descriptions will drive sales.
That's true.
Because people who look at the details are going to be more compelled to buy when they are comparing specs to specs, because it's apples to apples, not apples to oranges. Because if it doesn't have enough detail, I don't buy, because I wonder if I'm actually getting the advertised product.
Right. And even more importantly, and I've said this several times, stress product benefits over product features. Benefits that will make you feel better about buying. You want to talk about how can your product improve one's life? How will it improve your workflow? Why should you buy this product over competitors? You don't want to just go over features. You want to go over benefits. You'll want to stress, without mentioning competitors, why your product is the best choice in the market. And another way to drive sales, make sure you instill the fear of missing out, or the FOMO. Use phrases like limited time only, selling out fast, only one left. If you can show live inventory counts of how many quantities of a certain product is, if you can show it decreasing in live time, that can also create a sense of urgency too. You can also show a live counter when somebody makes a purchase, showing that 1 was just sold, 10 was just sold of whatever item. So if you can show this data, this information in real time, it'll create a sense of urgency. You'll want to get your customers to act now. You'll want to remind them that once that product is gone, it's gone forever, and it's not going to be restocked again. It's important to instill FOMO among your audience.
There's been several times where I've actually bought stuff on FOMO because I've known just how limited time offer it really was.
Another thing I look for, like on Amazon, where they have the percentages of breakdown of user reviews and so forth, their little star system, that's a good thing to have posted for your product as well.
Yes, I agree. You'll want to allow customers to leave reviews, and to make the reviews look even more legitimate, require them to sign in using Facebook or another social network to leave a review. That way it adds a touch of legitimacy. Anybody could fake reviews, but if you can show real customers leaving real reviews, that should help increase sales even more.
Yeah, I know that Amazon actually has a feature on their verified purchaser. Meaning they know for a fact that you bought that item you're reviewing.
I've seen that before.
eBay takes it a step further and doesn't let you review things you haven't purchased through eBay.
That's right. I've always felt that other retailers should adopt eBay's strategy to make sure that only legitimate reviews are left. And sometimes you will get a customer who was angry, or maybe they're mad that they got fired from the company that they work for, and they'll go in to leave a bad review just to hurt them. They're coming in with sour grapes, and you'll want to make sure that only verified owners of that product can leave a review. You don't want to have people who are bitter about something coming in there and leaving a review just because they want to make you look bad as a means of fighting back.
A bad review online can inform as many as 100 customers or more to not shop at your company.
That's exactly right. Never underestimate the power of reviews. Just as much as a 1-star review can kill your company, so you got to be careful. I'm going a little bit off topic here, but I need to stress the importance of making sure that you offer top-notch customer service and that you're also a customer-centric company. You make sure that the customer is number one in the eyes of every employee, the company in general, and of course on your website. Make sure that you have the answers to all possible questions customers might have somewhere in your website. If it's about a specific product, make sure that they are listed on the product pages. If you have an FAQ section, make sure you answer the most commonly asked questions there. It's important to make sure that you treat your customers like royalty. They are kings and queens in terms of your business. You have to treat them like royalty.
Sam Walton said it best. There's only one boss, the customer. And he can fire everybody in the company by taking his or her money and going somewhere else.
Right. That's exactly right. And I've said that many times already in terms of website speed, because your website is an extension of your storefront, and in some cases, your website is your only storefront. Make sure it's top notch, because if it's slow, if it's crashing a lot, or customers are having a hard time making purchases, or even finding the shopping cart, or even finding customer service, they're going to do exactly what you said, Justin. They're going to go somewhere else, kiss that revenue goodbye. You just took a loss.
Exactly. And you know what? Too many losses will put you out of business.
Exactly. Now I want to discuss applying the right discounts. If you have discounts and you use them appropriately, you don't want to be too generous with them, because that can also kill you too, especially if you are marking your product down to the point to where you're not making a profit. You'll want to make sure that you use them wisely and you promote them in the appropriate manner. So let me explain what I mean by that. When it comes to Black Friday and Cyber Monday, most people are looking for at least 20% off of the items that they're buying, and you're going to want to be competitive. When it comes to being competitive, you'll want to make sure that you can lower it just to the point to where you're able to sell it at a decent price, where you can sell it at a low price, but you're not taking losses off of it. You don't want to dump your products, which simply means you're selling for less than what it costs to manufacture the product. In order to stand out, you could do a couple of things to help sweeten the deals. Try offering a free gift if you can. Try to allow customers to add gift cards if you can too. Allow people to shop with gift cards, because there are people who hold on to gift cards all the time. The bigger the discount, the better during Black Friday, because during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, people are looking for extremely low discounts, like throwaway prices. Of course, it's not possible all the time, but offer the best discount that you possibly can, as long as it doesn't break the bank. Many retailers offer at least 20% off on Black Friday, but how many out there will be offering 50% off for first-time buyers? Or maybe they're offering 30% off for 5 or more items. So try to get creative as much as you can with these discounts. Here are some tips to help you promote discounts. Make sure you display them clearly on the homepage. The homepage is the first page everybody sees. Put them in your banners. Put them in message bars you have at the top. Maybe you have them on pop-ups. This helps customers see how much of a percentage off they can get. If you have a countdown banner, that also creates urgency and it builds excitement. There are many ways you can do this, especially if you have WooCommerce. You can create time sales in WooCommerce, or time-sensitive sales in WooCommerce that will expire on a certain day at a certain time.
I would just like to add that make those gift cards kind of like your upsell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or remind them that, you know, there's other gifts that they can use this for other gifts for other people, and definitely just make it a selling point to be an upsell with their active purchase.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great strategy.
I agree with that, because if you can offer them a small discount, like maybe a 10 or 15% on a slightly more expensive item,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can make back the revenue, because they may, for some people do forget to apply the discounts at checkout unless they're applied automatically.
Right.
And so sometimes that can be an accidental trick to play on a consumer to get money out of those who don't double check their carts.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So savvy shoppers will utilize the discount appropriately.
I agree with that 100%. Yes. These are great ways of keeping your customers in mind and making sure that they're getting the best value out of their purchases. Yes.
And actually in food service circles, if you have returning customer discounts, if they spend XYZ amount of dollars, you can have maybe a point system or something where if they spend a certain amount, you can give them free merchandise going forward. I know that a local grocery store that I shop at, if I spend like 10 or 25 on soda, they'll give me $2 to $5 in store credit to spend on grocery on anything else in the store, but I can only use it at that store, and it's automatically applied at checkout when I go in to purchase something, when I put in my rewards card number.
Rewards programs are a great way to earn repeat business. Many major retailers and national brands such as CVS, Kroger, and Pizza Hut are notorious for their point systems, because people can redeem their points for discounts and free merchandise, like you said. Another example would be Domino's. If you order a certain amount of pizzas online, you can rack up points towards a free pizza later.
Yeah, Papa John's actually has that, where you can redeem, I forget how many points it is per dollar spent, but 25 points is a free large pizza.
And that's a very sweet deal right there. During Black Friday, business owners will want to make sure that they can offer something like that on their stores. Make something that is very attractive, it's packed with value, and it's just so good that you can't pass up.